All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is your 450 class post-race press conference from Glendale, Arizona. And let's start off with a question for Eli Tomac. Eli, this is your second consecutive overall win of the season. How good does it feel to now start gaining that momentum behind you in this team?
I mean, it's great. We started it with last week where I felt like I was finally where I deserved to be in the front of the race, or at least in contending for the front of the race. So it just feels really good to do it again. These Triple Crowns they're long nights, especially come the third round. It's like all right, we have to go do it again. And thankfully, I put up those two good scores right away. So that was my mindset tonight. Put up the good score in the first one, and then just try to maintain from there and do what we can do. And had two hole shots too. That was awesome. A lot of people don't expect that from me, but we did it. It was cool.
Did you expect that from you?
No, not two. I mean, but I just had good starts. Had a good gate too. That paid off. Having the fast qualifier for that gate. So overall, just a good night.
All right, we're going to open it up to the pros. I'm going to start with David Iser since Jason Wygant is not present at this moment.
All right, thanks. Appreciate that. Eli, one of the biggest storylines in the offseason was you switching to Yamaha. When in your heart did you know that this experiment it worked? After San Diego preseason, when did you know that you made the right decision?
Preseason, of course, like they always say, I felt great, felt awesome, and then Anaheim won it. I was off. Main event time, it wasn't great, and then I'm like, okay, we have work to do, but we kept improving, and I knew we could get there. And by San Diego, I knew I was just a tick away from finding, something that we could get to the front of the race with, and be in contention for the front of the race. So. It took a few rounds after Anaheim won. Yeah, I had a couple questions for sure on my mind.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's go to Brad Gebhardt.
Thanks, Kristen. Brad Gebhardt, Big MX Radio. Let's go to Chase. Any idea who that was riding your bike during the first main event, and how did you turn that around by the end of the day?
It was definitely not pretty. I actually did this exact same thing when I was a rookie in the 250 class in the first Triple Crown. I got a good start, and I think I crashed 3 times. So I was hoping not to replicate that, but I was having a hard time with the track, and all day I was just pretty much off. So I came back from, I think, the first qualifying session. I'm like, did Eli just really – or I think Eli ran a 101. I'm like, I was in the 103s. I was like, we were in for a long night. But second race, I felt like I had a little bit of more of a flow, and then third race, finally pulled a hole shot and just tried to sprint away. And I was actually having fun again in the third race, so it was nice being out front and being able to control it. But the first race was not pretty. I was pretty devastated after the 11th.
Did you make any bike changes, and take us through that quad after the finish there?
Yeah, I made bike changes every pretty much every session I was on the track today. We went one way, it didn't work, went back the other way, and then kept kind of going that way for at least even the third race. Was just searching for traction, and finally found a little bit towards the end of the night. So, and then the quad after the finish line, the third practice I was doing that 3-3-3, and I was actually thinking it was harder to time the 3. So I was just like, I'm gonna save it and hopefully pull it out tonight. And then tonight I overjumped the 3, and I'm like, all right, next lap I'm coming around, I'm just gonna hit it and hope for the best. And it was a big seat bounce as everything my bike had, but it actually gave me a little bit more time to breathe. And I don't think it was that much faster, but it felt fun, and it was just a little bit of a breather.
All right, well, great. Thanks, Kristen.
All right, Jason Wygant. Are you driving?
I'm a passenger, so don't worry. I'm safe, everybody. Jason Wygant from RacerX. I'll go to you, Malcolm Stewart. Obviously, I'm sure you're pumped to get on a podium. Do you also feel that the riding and the bike and all that is coming around, or was it just finally getting the right circumstances, or did you make some gains?
The the first couple rounds, we were just learning the bike, and putting it on the race conditions. You start to learn how the motorcycle works and stuff. And I feel like we did a really big turnaround this week. I feel like we really just went back to the basis from whenever we first got on the bike, and I felt like that really improved everything. And sometimes you get shied away, you're doing so much testing and stuff, and you kind of just get off the loop. But I feel like everything started to get back correctly. Our starts were really, really good. So I think just this Triple Crown, if anything, only helped me get more data for the motorcycle.
All right, let's go to Jamie.
David Guida, Moto X Pod Show. Chase, I need to talk a little bit about that first moto issues, but the one with Cooper, it looked like he squared up real quick. Were you just too close? I just kind of saw the aftermath of it, but how'd that look in your eyes?
Yeah, that was my second fall. I didn't expect him. I think he came to almost a complete stop in the corner, which I didn't expect. I didn't mean to run in. I just basically ran into a swing arm. So, I didn't expect him to cut down. I think he was just trying to get out of the ruts and do that 3 in, but I wasn't expecting it and just ran right into him. And that was that one was a little bit of an ego reducer because at that point I was probably 11th or so. So, and then I think I had one more. I skimmed that whole rhythm section. I think one lap too. So it was a mess of a first race.
Good job in the end.
Thanks.
All right, let's go to Trent.
Thanks, Kristen. Trent, Moto Limited. I'll go to Malcolm. Malcolm, the big change for you this year was obviously heading over to Aldon's program and sort of getting into that process. We haven't really got to speak to you about it, but how has it been working with Aldon? How do you feel this year? And getting yourself on the podium obviously is the right step in the right direction.
Yeah, I feel great. I think it's more of an overall package for me with obviously training with Aldon and being on Rockstar Energy, Husqvarna. I'm like I said, this is always one of the motorcycles I wanted to ride. So when I finally got the opportunity, it's like you believe in it. You know what I mean? And again, we started to get the ball rolling with everything. We, like I said, got the starts and we're just slowly getting the process. But I think this was a big turnaround for us. And we've been searching. We've been on the edge. 3 5ths in a row coming up into this weekend. So we were right there, And I feel like this Triple Crown, if anything, helped me out. So I'm just going to keep this momentum going and get back to work Monday and, hey, just keep it going.
Awesome job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Nick.
Thanks, Kristen. Nick Still, Moto Limited Show. Let's go Eli Tomac. Eli, when the announcement first come that you were going to leave Monster Energy Kawasaki, go to Star Racing Yamaha, the question was asked, the reasoning behind it, and pretty much you just said it was going to be easier to win on this motorcycle. We're back-to-back wins right now. Dude, it looks good. Is this thing just easier to win on, or is there more changes the team lets you make with the bike?
Right now, I've gotten to the point where it is just really good. Like Moto 1, Moto 2 tonight. Actually, Moto 2 specifically, I felt like I had Velcro on my tires. It was really, really good, and it was a fun race to ride. I'm like, this is, one of the best bikes I've ridden in Supercross. So in that aspect, it's really exciting. It's makes you feel good.
Congratulations, Eli. Well done.
Let's go to David Iser.
Thanks again, Kristen. Malcolm, this one's for you. There's less smiles this year and maybe some more fire in your belly and a little bit more competitive. Has it been a frustrating couple first rounds trying to find these settings to get to this? I feel like you think you should have been here a lot long, a few races ago.
As a rider, your expectations is there. But I feel like even if this is something that you just got to, take what you can get. And I feel like even we were kind of getting some, 7ths, a 5th, and a 5th. I feel like it's just learning the motorcycle, learning and being around the team. It's an entire change for me. So I feel like this is something that, you just got to get through the rounds. And then, sure enough, 4 or 5 rounds in, you're starting to get the ball rolling. And this is like that time. So, again, I feel really good about everything, and I'm not frustrated or anything. I'm actually, if you're around me at the pits, I'm smiling, just giggling away. So that aspect's still the same. But when I put that helmet on, it's all about serious because I want to be there.
All right, thank you.
Jamie, go ahead. Jamie.
Mookie, let's stick with you. I'm sorry, I couldn't get it unmuted. Let's stick with Mookie. The bike change, you talked about it. You wanted to go that bike. We always see you as like unreal in the whoops. I feel like it's either everyone else has gotten faster, or maybe you've not quite as fast in the whoops. Am I imagining things, or is there anything different about how that bike feels in the whoops than the other bike?
No, I mean, it's just I feel like the bike is great, honestly. I feel like it's just more of just learning a motorcycle. Every motorcycle is different. Of course, aluminum frame to a steel frame, it's going to be a little bit different. But I felt like, this week we made, like I said earlier, we made a massive change. Basically went all the way back to the basics, and I feel like more comfortable where the Mookie's coming back in the whoops. So I feel great. Again, it's just an overall package. It's you got to get a start. You got to run up there, and the field's deep now. Anybody can win on any given night. So it's about the start and just ride your race and just be smart about there.
All right, thanks, man.
Scott Thompson.
All right, thank you. Scott Thompson here with the Moto X Pod Show. My question is for Eli. Eli, so there's a maturity and an effortlessness that we've seen with your riding that I haven't really seen before. How much do you contribute that to the bike, and how much do you say would be kind of your mindset in this season?
A lot of it is just feeling like you're in the right spot. It's when you're not fighting things and you're just riding, right? Like the days that you feel like you're at the practice track. So it takes a lot of work to get there, but once you're there, it's like, yeah, we're feeling good. Like I said earlier, like Moto 2, I felt, one of the best I felt on a Supercross track in a long time. So it's exciting for us.
Thank you.
Brad Gebhardt.
Thanks, Kristen. Brad Gebhardt, Big MX Radio. Let's go stick with Eli here. Eli, you'd mentioned coming out of A1 that you had some work to do with the team to get the bike to where it needs to be, and then you just mentioned that it's as good as it's ever felt. What were the kinds of changes that you were making? Were they chassis changes? Were they engine changes? Do you feel comfortable getting into that with us?
Yeah, I can get into it a little bit. One was starts. I was not consistent at all in my starts, so finally figured that out. And then a little bit of like gearing things and figuring out like just what feels right, and what feels good through the whole moto. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you.
Fair enough. Like with a little bit more newfound freedom with the new team, do you feel like it's also making you a better tester?
Oh gosh, there's freedom there, but there's also the guys that are working on the bike, right, and making the changes. So it's people behind the scenes too that's making this all work.
Total package. Thanks, Eli.
All right, we're going to go with Andrew Kurland, who is a call-in. Andrew Kurland.
All right. Yeah. Hey guys, Andrew Kurland, Arizona PBS. This is for Eli. We missed the Glendale event last year, and it was obvious that the reception was there, the fans turned out. How did it feel to be back in Glendale, and how would you describe the atmosphere racing in Triple Crown tonight?
I thought we had a great crowd. I mean, the pits were packed. I thought it was the most jam-packed, pit party we've had this year. And then obviously the stadium was pretty full. I mean, this place is huge. It looked really full to me. I mean, yeah, a little bit upper deck wasn't there, but it was a big turnout for us. People are excited, right? I mean, when you miss a year, those fans are excited to get back to racing. And as always for us, it feels good to have them back.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
And next, we're going to go with Justin Schuler. I might be mispronouncing that last name, but Justin from NASCAR.
That's okay. My family even spells my last name wrong. Justin Schuler with Kicking the Tires. Malcolm, you've been sharing how you've been learning off the bike, learning off the team, improving little by little. Does this second place, I'm going to go the opposite side. Does this second place feel like a win, even though it's not quite the center step? Does this feel like a win with all that hard work that you've been doing all these years and even this season?
Of course, anytime that's you get on the boxes, it kind of just lightens your weight on your shoulders. But No, it feels good. You're just putting all the work in. You're like, where you should be, but sometimes you got to crawl before you walk. And I feel like again, I said it earlier, we made a lot of changes leading up to this. And then this is like, hey, just built, this is what the setting we went to, and this only added on to it. So again, it's, if anything, it's just a big booster for me, and it just gets you back in the game. So, I'm excited. We're just going to keep keep moving forward, and let's just, we got more races to go. So I want to keep this thing going.
And even before tonight, did you feel that you still belonged in this 450 class, even before a performance like tonight?
Oh, of course. All the hard work that I did off season, there's no doubt in my mind that I shouldn't be up there. So again, it's an overall package, and you got to learning the motorcycle, and we're starting to learn it more and more. And again, these Triple Crown races right here, it just only help for more data with the bike, and we're leading in the right direction. As you can see, we ended up second overall. So I'm excited.
Awesome, thanks. Good job.
Thank you.
And just a quick note from our PR department, 54,781 in attendance. That's the largest of the season. So just to kind of follow up on what was being said in the question prior. Okay, so let's go back to Jason Wygant.
Yeah, thank you, Jason, again from RacerX. Eli, we've talked a ton, obviously, about the motorcycle. It also seems like you're really happy with the personnel and the people around you. Did you know that you would get that going to this team? Or is that actually like a bonus pleasant surprise of how much fun you're also having over there, and it's not just the motorcycle?
Yeah, I knew a few people there, but at the same time, half the people there I didn't know either, so it was a bit of an unknown. But yeah, it's a good environment. For this stage of my career, it was a perfect fit for me to go down to Florida for preseason time and ride with different guys. It was something new to do and look at,
Thanks.
All right, we are going to go with a final question from Justin Schooler. Justin, final question? Final thoughts?
Oh, no, I'm good. Thanks, though.
Oh. Direction from our PR department. Okay, one more final question. We're going to go with Jason Wygant.
Yeah, Chase, is that a little experience? I know it's not a overall win, but you led that final main event. Do you get to leave a little bit of confidence? And it's still relatively new to you, leading and winning these races. So does that a boost?
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you cross the finish line first, gives you a little bit of confidence. Honestly, this week I had a little bit of a tough day on Tuesday, and felt like I was just struggling. And then better on Thursday, and then coming in today, I just struggled. And I felt like tonight I proved myself that I can rebound and just get back in it. So to get a whole shot and really ride my own race, the last race, I was feeling good, and I feel like it kind of gave me a little bit of boost of confidence. And now going into next week, it just makes everything easier. So I think I rode well in this third main. Obviously, Eli didn't have to win, so I knew that going in, but I just wanted to go out there and put my best foot forward, and I feel like that's what we did. So going into this week and hoping to improve and come back at him at A3.
All right, guys, that will do it for your 450 class press conference following the Glendale, Arizona Triple Crown.